Mistletoe Murders Season 4 from an idea by Ken Cooperis starring Kobe Smulders and Raymond A. Black. This season felt a little off to me. Violet has gone away at university and her own spin-off show, The Middlebridge Mysteries, and the first episode sees Emily return to Fletcher's Grove after an absence of 11 months due to what happened at the end of Season 3. Sam Wilner, the local cop and love interest, has moved on, so the dynamic that made the first 3 seasons so engaging is completely missing. Student Spencer arrives on the scene looking for a job in Sue's diner to earn extra money, and he eventually gets a job in Emily's shop. But at one point, Emily says, "Spencer is no Violet," and I almost said out loud, "You can say that again." He's a likable character, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with him, but he's not Violet. Violet anchored the relationship between Emily and Sam while also adding a meaningful perspective of her own. That's all gone. One of my notes, let's call it, about the first 3 seasons of this series is the lack of character development. Emily goes off and does her own thing without letting anybody know where or what her suspicions are, and it's only by a stroke of luck, every episode mind you, that Sam manages to come to her rescue. There's only so many times you can rely on this trope before it gets stale. Well, they finally tackle this in the second episode of the third story. She actually calls Sam to tell him where she's going. In the first story, she leaves her phone in the car, because that's the kind of thing a former agent is likely to do. I found the second story particularly frustrating. If I were rating each episode separately, I'd give that 2 stars. Over 3 seasons, they established a pattern where the murderer is introduced in the first episode of each 2-part story, and we can try to figure out who it was. It's usually not that difficult, but it's part of the charm of these stories. They are the very definition of easy listening and a cozy mystery. However, in this story, the murderer doesn't appear until 10 minutes before the end of the second episode. This is completely unfair to the listener. In my review of the Middlebridge Mysteries, I noted the poor writing. In particular, stories had multiple authors, with one person writing the opening episode of the story and someone else writing the closing episode. It made the writing across the series noticeably uneven, and I was worried that the same would happen here, bearing in mind that Hallmark is now showing the second season of the TV series. Thankfully, that's not the case. Each story was developed by Ken Cooperis in collaboration with another author, and it was the other author who actually wrote the story. So there is at least continuity between episodes and also some continuity across the stories. This series is still very enjoyable, and I'm sure you'll love it if you look past those small niggles. Would I listen to another series? Of course! I can't believe we have to wait another 12 months for the next one. All in all, I'd give the season a 4 out of 5 and the cast a 5 out of 5. How about you? Have you listened to any of the series or watched the Hallmark show? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe as I release a new review every week. Thanks for watching.